So now I want to talk to you about paragraphing, particularly in writing analytical paragraphs and what those should look like. So when you're writing analytical paragraphs, you're working on really working toward writing strong body paragraphs. An analytical paragraph is just your body paragraph. And you're going to have three basic parts for your body paragraphs: your topic sentence, your supporting ideas, and your explanation or interpretation of that evidence or the supporting ideas. So let's have a look at what each of these things kind of look like. We're going to talk through these parts. First, we have topic sentences, and we're going to have a more in-depth look at topic sentences a little bit later. But just to give you an idea, your topic sentence must be provable or arguable. It must clearly relate or connect to the thesis. It must not be a simple fact, and it must not be evidence. Our supporting ideas are really going to help reinforce the validity behind the topic sentences. So the supporting ideas are meant to make that topic sentence true. It's supposed to prove that what you've said in that topic sentence is in fact how it should be. This can be a characteristic, a quotation, or a scene from a piece of art, literature, painting, sculpture, music, etc. However, supporting ideas don't fully explain the topic sentence without an explanation or interpretation. It's up to you to connect the dots for your reader. How does this support your thesis? In what ways is it relevant to your argument? So it's not enough to simply have a topic sentence and then here's my quote from the story, or here's my quote from the film, or here's my example from the commercial, or whatever it is that you're looking at. We have to then explain, okay, here's the example. Now let me tell you why that example is doing what I'm saying it's doing. The example itself can't stand alone. We need the most important part, which is your explanation of how it's relevant, how the supporting ideas or evidence is relevant to your argument. So let's look at a topic sentence and some possible supporting ideas. The topic sentence says, throughout the play, Hamlet's bizarre actions make his true mental state ambiguous, casting doubt on his sanity. Here are some possible supporting ideas. Hamlet behaves rashly and impulsively, often acting with surprising swiftness and little or no premeditation. We see this when he stabs Polonius through the curtain without ever checking to see who he is. Hamlet is erratic and upset. Some of the other characters with his wild speech and pointed innuendos, including Polonius and his mother, the queen. Here's some more supporting ideas. Here's a second topic sentence. Hamlet's inner thoughts express the protagonist's turmoil over the death of his father and his thirst for revenge. Here's some potential supporting ideas. After meeting with the players in the second act, Hamlet exposes both his desire for revenge and the inner conflict he feels when he states, "Oh, vengeance! Why, what an ass I am! This is most brave that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack my heart with words, a fall a-cursing like a very drab, a stallion, fie upon foe, about my brain, hum." So we see here that Hamlet's very down on himself in the ways that he's feeling. He's very conflicted due to the death of his father who was murdered. However, we need some explanation here. Having a topic sentence and then having a passage from the play is good, but it's not enough. So that's when we're going to move to our explanation and interpretation. This is where it's your turn to connect the dots for the reader. You have to prove your topic sentence and tying it back to your thesis. So remember, this is very much like building blocks. So we have a thesis, and then we have a topic sentence, and then we have our evidence, and then we have our explanation. And it all has to work together. Otherwise, you have problems with cohesion. When we are using or when we're writing our explanations, we want to use verbs that are strong, such as illustrates, shows, proves, communicates, supposes, argues, or means, can help the reader see the connections we've made. So you want to use verbs that are adequately showcasing what it is that you are trying to communicate. A good explanation or interpretation should relate the topic, sentence, and support together. How do they come together to prove a point? They should help clarify how the facts indeed prove the topic, sentence true by providing details. And it should become the bulk of the paper as it is the most important part. I want you to really consider this. Your explanation, your interpretation, your analysis, whatever you want to call it, is the most important part of your paper. If you don't have that piece where you are showing why your examples are supporting your topic sentence and why your topic sentence or how your topic sentence is supporting your thesis, then you've not done your job as the writer. Most of the time, if you have used a quote that is, oh, I don't know, 2 lines long, then we want our analysis to be 4 lines long. We want to really dig in deeper. Let's have a look at our next slide. So here's our current topic, sentence, and supporting idea. After meeting with the players in the second act, Hamlet exposes both his desire for revenge and the inner conflict he feels when he states, "O vengeance, why, what an ass am I! This is the most brave that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack my heart with words and fall a cursing like a very drab a stallion, fie upon it, foe, about my brain hum." And then after we have our topic sentence, we have our evidence, then we're going to get our interpretation. It says, in this passage from Hamlet's second soliloquy, he berates himself for unpacking his heart with words rather than actions. Consequently, Hamlet makes his inner struggle very clear. He desires revenge for his father's murder, but has spent his time in his head plotting and planning instead of acting, and ultimately achieving the vengeance he seeks. This passage illustrates perfectly the torment Hamlet feels following his father's murder. So here in our explanation, it gets broken down that, okay, this is a soliloquy. He's berating himself. He's dealing with an inner struggle. We see that he seeks revenge, and we see how this illustrates Hamlet's inner torment that is happening. So here we have a great start to a paragraph where we have our topic sentence, we have our evidence, and then we have our interpretation. Now, it's important to note that typically for a body paragraph, you're going to want 2 concrete examples. This passage would be 1 concrete example. So you would then go into a second concrete example where you might say, further on in the play, Hamlet says da 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 da, and this also, and then you would explain whatever that example is. I hope this has kind of helped clear up for you what a body paragraph should entail, and if you have questions, let me know.